Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you've seen in the thumbnail, we are making the most amazingly delicious, fluffiest, gooeyest, ooeyest cinnamon rolls you have ever had. And I wouldn't have even put these on YouTube if they are not that perfect. So trust me, let's jump into the video. Okay you guys, so for the first part of this recipe, you just need some flour. You need to make sure that you're using bread flour though. So this is my bread flour. And then you are just going to take 2 cups of your bread flour and you want to put it in your mixing bowl. Get ready to make a mess. If you're anything like me, I get this all over because I just won't get a scoop and just make my life easier. Okay, so you're going to need 2 cups. And you also need the active dry yeast. I'm just using the one made by Red Star, and I'm just gonna cut it and then mix my flour and my yeast into my mixing bowl. So just put all of that into your mixing bowl. So just mix it just like that. Let's get your yeast mixed in. Now from here you want to go over to the stove. And we are going to do our butter and sugar and eggs and all that good stuff. So in my pot right here, I have a 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of butter, and it's unsalted butter. And then I also have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt in there. Once your butter and sugar is a little bit mixed, you want to add in your cup of milk. And then I'm also going to add a splash of vanilla and a splash of maple. This is the maple flavoring that I use. Just a little splash of it. And then some pure vanilla extract. You want to add that. And then just mix that too. Like that. Now you want to mix this into your flour now along with your 2 eggs. So my flour is inside of here with the yeast, and I'm going to add my milk mixture and then my eggs. So I'm just going to pour a little bit in here. Gonna mix this on low. I have a little bit more to add, and then also you're gonna be adding in more flour. And then my eggs. I probably should have used my hook attachment, but I don't ever change them out. So we're just gonna let this go for a few more seconds. You want to make sure that you like scrape down all of the sides. So I'm just going to add in like 2 1/4 more cups of flour to this mixture. And then I'm going to roll it out onto a surface. So this is about going on 2 right here. You don't want to overmix though, just enough to get it all mixed in. It's going to be really sticky. Here's my 1/4 cup. I'm just going to stir the rest of this by hand and then put it on my counter. On my flour surface actually. It smells really good. It smells like maple already. You only need a little bit. So before I pour it out, I want to mix all this as best as I can by hand so that it's not like super sticky when I take it out. So. I have like one of these non-stick baking pads. Get one of these. Oh my god, they are a lifesaver. If you don't have one, you should definitely get one. Now you want to just incorporate this into some type of ball, I guess. I'm gonna add a little water because so this is how your dough will look after like 10 minutes of like rolling it and kind of like massaging it and kneading it. I don't like to say the word knead because I don't really know how to do that. So I don't know what I'm doing really when it comes to this part, but I know the outcome is really good. So I'm just massaging it and playing and rolling it and all that good stuff. So this is how it's very smooth and it's not sticky anymore. So now you just want to put like some spray on there, any kind of spray. Like I'm just putting olive oil on it. And then I'm going to cover it with plastic wrap. And then you want to let it rise for about an hour. You don't even have to go an hour, but I like to because I like my dough to really rise. So just let that sit there. For this part, I'm just pouring a cup of dark brown sugar. You can use light, whatever. The only thing is, girl, make sure that your sugars and your flours and your butter, make sure that that kind of stuff is fresh because it'll take on whatever it's surrounded by, like in the fridge. So if you have like your butter next to garlic, it'll start tasting like garlic butter. So same thing with your sugars. So use a fresh pack of brown sugar, dark or light. And then from here, you just want to pack in 3 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. It's heavy on the cinnamon because after all, we are making cinnamon rolls. See, when it's fresh, it just spreads so easy. Look at that. It's not like any clumped butter, and you're gonna need 1/3 cup, so just 5 1/3 tablespoons. Use something like this just to put on my butter. And then I'll kind of sprinkle this mixture on, but then I'm gonna like kind of massage it into my dough. I'll be back. Okay, so I've let my dough rise for the hour. This is how it looks now. So now I'm just going to roll it out, and let's just roll it out. You want to use a rolling pin because it makes it easier. So you're just gonna roll it. I usually just do the length of my little sheet here. My camera turned off. I had to delete some stuff. So I'm just sweeping this on here, just like this. When you add the cinnamon, it kind of absorbs some of the stickiness of the brown sugar. So it's kind of like a dry rub at this point. So I'll just kind of push it, push it, push it. What's this? Oh. Okay, so. You want to bake with love. See what I mean? You gotta massage this stuff. You gotta get dirty. You can't just dust it on there, roll it up, and go. You gotta bake it with some love. Okay. It's all in there. It's compacted. Push it to make sure, because when you roll this, you don't want it all to fall out. Kind of want it to absorb into that dough. And you're just going up. Try to keep it as tight as possible because you want these cinnamon rolls to have a good roll to it. You don't want them to just be wide. Lots of layers to it. I had a little fallout on the sides, but that's okay. My camera just shut off again. It legit hates me today. So I have just a pizza cutter, and I'm just gonna cut it down the middle. Well, I thought I was. Let me get something else. You guys, for these cinnamon rolls, you want to do like an inch. Cut like a little, like an inch, yeah. And this is not a fast recipe, so don't think that it's gonna be really fast. See, look at that thick roll. It's like how many rings? 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 rings. And just put it inside your little pan. And it's okay if they touch. Sorry if you hear my garage opening. And then this little edge I'm going to put together. That's 2, 4, 6, 8. I have 10. So that need 10. So now you just want to cover these with a tea cloth. Let me straighten up. Got brown sugar. Okay, so I'm back. Here's my little cinnamon rolls right here. And if you're like me, you are going to save all of your little leftovers that you have and you want to use it, right? You don't want it to go to waste. So any butter, just brush the leftovers. It's just going to make everything taste much more delicious. So just all your extra butter and stuff, you just brush the top. It'll help it brown better, honestly. So I didn't have that much left, but yeah. So there's that. The way to get these to like really rise and to really get big, you need to smother them. I learned that from experience for these. So I'm gonna put some plastic wrap first. Plastic wrap on them. This will really like trap in the, you know, like the moisture inside and the air so that it'll kind of force it to rise up and out. Okay, kind of traps everything. Okay. After you put your plastic, you want to put another cloth. And then you'll let this rise another hour. Alright, so I'll be back in an hour. Our cinnamon rolls, and I have been letting them rise for about an hour. They, you know, they opened up and puffed up a little bit, but not too much. So we're going to put these to the side. I've also preset my oven to 375. While those are finishing up, I am starting on my frosting. In total right here, I have 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. I also have a 1/4 cup of butter. And then I have 1.5 cups right here of powdered sugar. And with a pinch of salt. I'm also using my maple and my vanilla again, but just a little splash of each. So now we have to mix this up. Okay, so I'm just going to start my mixer. No, you can't see what's going on in there, sorry. I'm just mixing in my powdered sugar. But I'll show you at the end so you'll know the consistency that you want it to have. Just like that. And then I'm taking my vanilla. It's just a little splash. And then my maple, be careful with this because you don't want it to take over. So 1 small splash. And then just let it mix. If it's too thick, you can even put some milk inside, but I think it's gonna be fine. So I'm just gonna let this mix and I will be back. So let me show you the consistency. Just like that, like whipped cream. It's not watery at all, so make sure yours is like that, nice and thick. Okay, so here's my cinnamon rolls. I'm about to put them in the oven for, I'm starting at 15 minutes, but if they're not getting brown or anything like that, then I'm gonna leave them in longer. And my oven's at 375. So here's my cinnamon rolls. I cooked them exactly 19 minutes at 375, and they are perfect. They are huge. Going to let these cool like about 15 minutes because they're really hot. And then I will put the frosting. So I'll see you in a minute. Alrighty, so they are cool and now I'm just going to frost them. Just like that. You guys, these are so big. You have to scoop them out with a spoon. Like I can't even use a spatula, mainly because also I use this cheapy little pan. I don't know why I didn't just use one of my good pieces, but whatever. I don't even know where this cinnamon roll ends and begins. Okay, this is one of the smaller ones. Scoop it out. There you go. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Look at that. And it has that little glaze on the bottom. All right, you guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm about to go be greedy and eat. Bye-bye.